High air pass, loops the ball down low, and it's picked off.
Not exactly sure where that pass was meant to be, and nobody there except Ty Harmson right at the low post waiting for it to come to him.
Travis Ernst knocked away and out of bounds by Andy Kautzer.
The Red Wings for Sheboygan South open up in a man-to-man defense against the Cardinals.
So, Fond du Lac with Travis Ernst, going to take it right down the lane, penetrates, running one-hander, no, tapped out, put off into the hands here of Tom Brandenburg. And Sheboygan South will bring it back up. Brandenburg brings the basketball out hole high, yo-yos the dribble here, down on Mike Zimmerman, their leading scorer, and leaves it out now for Kautzer. Kautzer around to the right side. We got two Kautzers playing here tonight, and Peter. And on the left side sidewalk with the basketball, here's Peter Kautzer. Got it off for the baseline, shot on the way there, no. Harmson with the box out, and he'll come out and grab the basketball.
As we made reference to earlier, the Red Wings played in our holiday tournament over here over Christmas break, and that should help them a little bit, having a feel for the court and the home field a little bit.
Well, Vincent blew them away, and then they came back the next night, Mike, and beat Chippewa Falls in a tough game. And here's Harmson with a slam, literally. High slam-a-jamma, his second bucket of the game, and Fond du Lac leads it at 4-0.
Defense fell down out in front of Harmson. He had a great entry pass and then wide open for the shot.
Blocking foul out in front.
Going to go against Travis Ernst prior to the shot. Be the first personal, the first team.
Travis with his first personal, as you said. And on the common foul, Sheboygan South will inbound the basketball underneath their own bucket. So they'll swing it out high here. Ryan Miller comes off onto the near side for Kautzer. He traveled with the ball.
Already the third turnover for the Red Wings in this basketball game. Have attempted one field goal thus far. Trail it at 4-0, just underway from Goodrich High. 5:52 to go in the first quarter of action.
And so some pressure applied here in the backcourt, and Jeff Simon will work it across the timeline. Sundance, near side, gives it to Bester, pulls up off the baseline, 18-footer no, tapped up by Zimmerman, can't get to the ball, and here comes Ryan Miller. They're going to call Zimmy with the foul over the back. Oh, my. Well,
Zimmy trying to keep the ball loose, goes over the back of one of the South players. And
yeah, well, that one could have been let go. I don't like a call like that, Mike. That was a no harm deal there, and
well, especially when you have two men just fighting for a loose basketball.
That's a no call. That's a no-brainer call. I'll tell you that much. Right side. Here's Kautzer. Bring it out to Brandenburg. Brandenburg out hole high, right side sidewalk as Ryan Miller cannot hit the shot, and Pete Kautzer comes out with the basketball. They reload. Near side to Andy Kautzer. He's played there by Travis Ernst, reloaded out, circle high to the right side to Andy Schaefer. Got it down low, the ball back straight. Here come the Cardinals on the run. Air Best. He's going to pull up. Trey on the way here. Honeycomb down. And Brandenburg up to get it. 4-0 basketball game. What did I tell you? We just, you know, you had to say that. We had to come out hard, didn't you?
Yeah, that's early yet.
Yeah, Ryan Miller. Up between the two rings here with the basketball. Only about a three-quarter house on hand here tonight because they even have one balcony completely closed off.
Another traveling turnover. 5 turnovers now here for the Red Wings of Sheboygan South early in this game. And quite frankly, 3 of those 5 not even forced turnovers.
Well, it's hard to say, Mike. You know, Fond du Lac plays such tough half-court defense that you would like to think that the half-court pressure kind of folds you into a few things like that.
It makes you second-guess yourself a little bit.
Up off the pines.
Speaking of pressure, Dave, right now we're seeing full bolt man-to-man pressure from Sheboygan South.
There's only one game this season that the Cardinals have not handled that, and that was the first time around against Kimberly. Brad Bester, ball bag free here, off into the hands of Harmson, pops it out. Simon turns down the tray, now reloads. Out to Mike Zimmerman, he comes up, free throw line jumper on the way, hard off the glass, no. Harmson had the rebound, and he's fouled. Well, they're going to call this one on Scott Grimke. And they're not going to, the crowd is not going to like the call, and in a lot of regards, I think I'd have to kind of agree with the crowd.
Here comes Eric Weisman up off the pines for Zimmy. First substitution of the game for the Cards.
So high slam-a-jamma will inbound the ball. Harmson, Derek Diener, circle high left side. Looks it down, bring it to Simon here. Now comes up high post Weisman. They go high, low down to Harmson. He laid it down. Pretty play from Eric Weisman to high slam-a-jamma. Underneath with a finger roll, and it's good. Three-point shot, no. Tapped in underneath by Grunke.
On transition ball.
Bester, side comes back out here to Simon. Simon, here's Air Best, round to the left side, sidewalk. He is played out there by Andy Kautzer, reloaded. Here's Eric Wiseman between the two rings to Derek Diener, the Bester, out of the coffin corner to the left side. Wiseman now up high. Jeff Simon comes up high post, swing it back down out of the corner. Here's Derek Diener, tried to look for and came around the pick. Now give it to Simon, 17-foot of the baseline, no. High Harpson tried, and Brandenburg with a rebound. Leave the outlet pass for Ryan Miller, and he'll bring it up quickly into the forecourt.
Good job thus far in the boards for South.
Pete Kautzer trying away, no, and high Slamma-Jamma will clear it.
As I mentioned, South thus far doubling us on the boards at 6-3, have done a great job of limiting the Cardinals overall.
Pick out high from Wiseman. Derek comes around, rolls off it back to Wiseman. Looking out between the two rings, here is Jeff Simon. Circle high now to the left side, give it to Derek Diener. Derek Diener takes Miller down the lane, dumps it off here for Harmson. He had the shot, turned it down. High Harmson going to take a fall away. No, tap once by Bester. Good foul.
Oh, nice job by Best. Side taps it once, taps it the second time. Finally gets it to go. You know, as you mentioned there, Dave, on the penetration, Derek Diener probably should have taken that initial shot. Got right down to within about 8 feet of the bucket, then dished off side right to Harmson. But when you get that great penetration, you got to take that.
Well, talk about a job by Air Best, Mike. He knows that High Harmson is down and out when it comes to the offensive rebound. He just started skying underneath that board and was bound, bet, and determined that that rebound was going to our favor.
Well, Best stands at 6'2", but he's a heck of a good jumper.
And he knocks down the free throw as well, and it's a 9-2 basketball game. And out high, here's a free throw line jumper by Peter Kautzer. No, rebound tapped into the hands of Jeff Simon. Waits for the pressure to diminish and then brings it across the timeline. Jeff Simon right down the lane. Dish off pass for Harmson. Caught into the backboard, can't get the shot. Derek with a tap. Got Derek Diener.
Oh, again, it's the Cardinals away from Harmson getting the offensive glass and putting the second opportunity in a row down on second chance points.
Kautzer. Leave it for Peter Kautzer out between the two rings. Brandenburg now going to take the tray there. Crunch the basketball. High. Harmson has it. Now, you were right, Mike. We thought that maybe the Cards in Joe's last appearance here, even though it's a tournament game, might showcase him a little bit, and I think they have so far. Derek Diener, near side, Bester, traying away, back of the rim. Hoop wouldn't have it. Tap by Grunke into the hands of Ryan Miller. Here he comes on the run. Derek cuts him off. Bester had a block, but they're going to call Air Best with a foul, I believe.
Yep.
Well,
Cardinals doing a job on the offensive glass. Thus far, the Cardinals with 15 field goal attempts. The Red Wings with but 7 in this basketball game.
Mike, you know, Brad is, and Matt Rupert going to come in here. Brad is such a competitive player, and maybe the if there would be a lone criticism about him, sometimes he can get a little over-exuberant.
Yeah.
And I think that caused you the foul right there.
A lot of emotion that young man plays on.
Yep.
I think we talked about that last week, the fact that the name Air Best really suits him, that nickname, because he kind of floats up and down the court.
Exactly. He did it through the football season as well. When he got the adrenaline pumping a couple of times this year throwing the football, wow. And Ryan Miller misses the second.
And we're going to get Grunke here on the
foul.
On the foul.
That'll be his second. Third team.
1:37 to go in the first quarter of action. And the Cardinals with an 11-3 lead.
Mike, Sheboygan South does not have a starter in the scoring column with a bucket yet. Ryan Miller has a free throw, and that's it. Bester. Here's Eric Wiseman. Give it to Travis Ertz. Swinging around on the left side, traveling violation on Drew Diener.
First turnover.
That is Derek.
First turnover of the game for the Cards.
So quickly up into the forecourt. Right side sidewalk. Tray on the way there by Travis Gahagan. Would not go down. They clear the boards and reload the basketball again. Gahagan down to the right side. Got it down low here to Grunke. He'll take the baseline and lay it in.
Cardinals not doing a good job in that particular series of picking up. When you get beat, you got to help your team defense step up. We allowed them to take the baseline right straight to the bucket.
Travis Ernst here needs some help. Gets it from Eric Wiseman. Jeff Simon has gone out of the ball game, as has High Harmson. Rupert is in. And they'll load it out. Travis Ernst. Trey's gone! Wow! Travis Ernst! That's shades of last year, big guy.
Cardinals with 4 Trey attempts. Get one of them.
Backdoor feed. What'd they call that on, Mike? I can't see.
Trying to. Best, I think it is.
That's what I was afraid of.
That'll be his second personal.
It's going to be on air best.
And I'm sure he'll head to the Pines.
14-5 basketball game.
Hey, here comes Zim back in, Mike Zimmerman.
Cardinals this year, Mike, have some pretty good depth on this basketball team, but it is a depth that actually had to be developed through the course of the season. It was not, there's one of the major differences. People keep trying to compare this team to last year's ball club, and there really is no comparison. I mean, this is a totally different ball club. It's a different personality.
Oh, it's a huge different personality.
Yeah.
We start talking about the depth. I think the fact that we didn't
develop the depth here.
Well, and that really didn't start, Dave, until we settled in on a starting lineup.
Exactly.
And that's when this team really started focusing. The points can be wiped away here as an over-the-line violation. But once we entered Zim into that starting lineup, I really think that was the key for the Cardinals this year. They got the rotation down off the Pines at that time and have really developed a cohesiveness that everybody understands their roles at this point.
So, pressure applied here, full bore in the backcourt, 27 seconds in the quarter as Travis Ernst works it across the timeline to Derek Diener.
Cardinals are going to look for one at this point.
Travis. Here's Mike Zimmerman on the left side sidewalk, popping off the pick out high to Derek Diener. To Travis, to Derek, down to 11 seconds, down to 10, to 9. Derek comes to Travis, looks it down low, now skip pass it. Here's Drew, trying away there, rims out, won't go down, and it's stepped out of bounds with 1 second remaining. We'll go back to the Cardinals.
Well, Cardinals going to get new life, one last look at things here.
Well, you know where they're going to look here. And let's see, well, I take that back. I thought they
you got a foul. There's that foolish play.
And this has got to be a 3-shot foul.
Yes, it should be. The pass comes in to Derek Diener in a very foolish foul.
They're not going to call this a shooting foul.
Okay. Boy, I think it should have been.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think it should have been. It won't.
It will, and that's going to be the end of the quarter. And our score after 1 quarter of play here from the Goodrich High School Gymnasium is the Fond du Lac Cardinals 14 and Sheboygan South 6. We'll be back here at the Cardinal Nest right after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal Basketball Report.
Your stereo can't juggle over, but hook it up to this special Music Choice tuner and your stereo can play dead. Kenny G. Even en vogue. Because Music Choice is the non-stop 30-station music service that comes from your cable company. Totally commercial-free in CD quality sound. So go fetch Music Choice. Good boy. Get wired. Have fun with Music Choice. Cable for your stereo.
Hot 1, hot 2, hot, hey, oh.
The Sports Spine and Work Center of St. Agnes Hospital. About the only thing we can't fix is a bruised ego.
Mine!
The Sports Spine and Work Center of St. Agnes Hospital.
Yours!
About the only thing we can't fix is a bruised ego.
We start the second quarter of action here from the Cardinal Nest, and a shot on the way here by Andy Kautzer is good. First bucket of the game there for Andy. You can watch off of the screen there now, okay? Big guy? No, you didn't have to move over. You can sit in that one. I'm just telling you, you can watch off the TV. So Derek Diener here on the left side sidewalk. Comes to Mike Zimmerman. Here's Drew Diener on the near side sidewalk. Give it to Derek. Derek looping feet, got it down here to High Harmson, and he is fouled. Bump bang from behind.
Brandenburg, I believe, with a foul and a hold inside on the entry pass. Quickly, let me take a look at the first quarter stats here. The Cardinals shoot 35% on 6 for 17 field goals. 22% for the Red Wings on 2 for 9 shooting. Each team with 9 boards, 1 turnover for the Cards, and 5 for the Wings.
Derek Diener on a tray from the near side sidewalk, and Fond du Lac has a 17-8 lead in the basketball game. Out hole high is Brandenburg. Kerry Kautzer, right. Andy Kautzer, circle high to the left side. Tray there, no. Cardinals rebound, and Derek Diener will bring it back up once again.
In the game thus far, the Red Wings have attempted 5 3-pointers and have not converted yet.
Derek to Travis. Out of the coffin corner, here's Mike Zimmerman. Travis on the tray, no. Rebound away to High Harmson. Fall away, bang out! High Slamma-Jamma is 8th point of the basketball game, and it's 19-8 Fond du Lac. Round to the right side.
Timeout.
Sheboygan South wants a timeout. We'll get a timeout on the court here with the score. Fond du Lac 19 and Sheboygan South 8. Back after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal Basketball Report.
The largest selection of minivans or full-size vans and conversions in the Fond du Lac area is at Service Motors and Alexander Motors. At Service Motors, you will find a wide selection of full-size vans and conversions, spacious Ford Aerostars, and luxurious Ford Windstars. Alexander Motors lets you choose from the comfortable Plymouth Voyager, the sensational Mercury Villager, or the Chrysler Town & Country. Find your next van or minivan at one convenient location. Service Motors and Alexander Motors, Scott and Main Streets, Fond du Lac.
Before I forget here this evening, Mike, I had Honorable Young's son down in the lobby earlier, and it's been no secret that his favorite ball player out here since he was a freshman has been Jeff Simon. And seeing as how it was Jeff's last game, I finally took him down to beat him. And Jeff was most gracious, I got to say that. And thanks very much to Jeff. And Jeff took a program that Matt had and took it down the locker room and had all the Fond du Lac Cardinals sign it. So
Isn't that nice?
He's got a real nice keepsake from this basketball team. I thank all the guys down there. That he'll really treasure that. So will I, for that matter. Andy Kautzer shot no. Drew Diener clears the boards. Something about when you're a young, the impressions that some of these high school players can make on you, I'll tell you. And guys, you got to remember that.
Yeah, you're their young adult idols.
You're big heroes, yep. Drew Diener out of the sidewalk right side. Skip pass comes to Zimmerman. Wide open. Derek didn't take the shot. Zimmy, near side, circle high to the right side. They come to Drew. Got it down low off the block, but then stepping out is Harmson. Skip pass back out to Travis Ernst. Zone defense here by South. Got it underneath to High Harmson. They're going to call him for a push. Oh, my.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yep.
I thought it was a good job defensively by the Wings to do a good job on the weak side to come over and back them. But I really didn't see a lot of contact there.
First personal foul on High Slamma-Jamma. And South, who
Get a
is,
look at it. I still didn't see it, but nonetheless.
South has transformed from the Red Men to the Red Wings this year. Right side, Ryan Miller coming off the pick. He traveled the ball. Yep.
Turnover number 6 of the game thus far for South.
19-8 basketball game by 11, the Fond du Lac Cardinals. So Derek Diener comes here to Travis Ernst. The pressure applied by Ryan Miller in the backcourt. Comes around him and across the time block. Travis, here's Drew Diener to the near side. Here's Zimmy, left side. Travis Ernst got it down low to High Harmson. Good foul!
They're going to call it before the shot.
Wow.
Boy, I'll tell you, Harmson really attracting some attention inside, though. As soon as that pass goes into Joe, you're seeing 4 and sometimes 5 white uniforms all around him. No doubt that South has put an awful lot of emphasis on Joe Harmon.
Look at this again, I didn't get back in time to see. Mike, from what I saw, though, the foul did not come before the shot. It came on the shot. Simon with a tray. That one won't go down. Tapped out of bounds. Back to Well, that one was clearly knocked out of bounds by Andy Kautzer, and they gave it back to South. And it happened not 10 feet away from me, and that's why I can say that. Round to the right side sidewalk. Good boy. Drunke now playing with 3 personals here. in the basketball game. Kautzer comes down out of the coffin corner on the near side. And coming around the pick there. Brandenburg, they reload the basketball. Brandenburg, left side sidewalk, looking there for Andy Schaefer. Comes down underneath on a backdoor feed and it's banged free.
Joe Harmson again able to clean up inside. Does a good job of banging that free ball.
So, Zimmerman, coffin corner left side, Drew Diener swinging around the horn. Here's Derrick. Post up now, Harmson shot it short. Rebound tapped out, still free and now cleared finally by Pete Kautzer. Outlet pass, Ryan Miller, right side. Off the glass and down by Jason Bergen. Shot missed. And back up court come the Fond du Lac Cardinals. On the left side sidewalk, Derrick swinging around the horn. Here's Drew to the near side. Bring it back out. Derrick trailing away there, back of the rim. Zimmerman in to clear. Reloaded. Simon near side. Drew open for three. Off the front of the rim. No. Boy, Mike, we can't buy a trade here tonight. And quickly back up court comes Ryan Miller. Tapped away, and here's Derrick Diener back the other way. Cardinals on the run. Jeff Simon will pull up. Gives it to Harmson. Running with it.
Nice pass from Simon to Harmson. Got Joe right at within stride, right at the free throw line where Joe could just take it right to the glass. Good entry pass.
Ryan Miller, circle high right. He's played there by Sundance. Loads it off here now to Pete Kautzer. Give it to Miller. Pull high, 18-footers. Good. Ryan Miller, his first bucket of the game. Well, they have but 4 field goals in the basketball game, and with 3 minutes to go in the half, have but 10 points. Underneath Harmson, reverse layup is down. Harmson putting on a clinic on how to play post. 12 points for him here in the first half. Ryan Miller, right side. They get it back out here, hole high. And Brandenburg now going to take it to the hole. Intimidated by Harmson, but the rebound is off to Grunke, puts it back in. Scott Grunke, a 6'2 junior, who was inserted into the lineup early in the basketball game and is the Red Wings' leading scorer thus far with 6 points. Harmson, reverse, blocked by Grunke. Tough shot by the big guy. And Grunke can't handle the pass. It goes out of bounds back to Fond du Lac. 2 minutes and 16 seconds here in the first half of action. Fond du Lac with a 23-12 lead in the basketball game.
You made a reference, Dave, to the Cardinals not being able to hit the three-pointer. Thus far, a matter of fact, in this game, they have attempted 10 threes. They have hit but 2 of them.
Yeah, blocking foul will be the call in the backcourt here on Pete Tewinkle. First personal on him, and the Red Wings are over the limit. Fond du Lac with a number of seniors with their final home appearance ever. But 2 who will always be very memorable, Mike, and that being Joe Harmson and Jeff Simon, who have been on this team since their days as freshmen.
You know, I thought an interesting comment Jeff had made to us as we were talking to him an hour before the game. He said, I just don't understand how some kids can only get 2 years on varsity. He said, I've been here for 4 years and it's gone so fast.
So fast, yeah. He came out, there's nobody in the gym.
And he was just sitting here all by himself.
In the stands, just taking it all in. Pair by Travis Ernst. 5-12, by 13 the Cardinals. Andy Kautzer, they let him go right down the lane, they laid it in. Andy Kautzer with his second bucket of the game. And they are at 25-14. I shouldn't say they. We're doing it for both places tonight. And, the Red Wings are back to within 11. Jeff Simon with a lead feed, looking for Drew Diener, and the 2 weren't on the same page on that one.
Well, it's one of the first times we see South off the man-to-man full court. They went to a 2-2-1 zone pressure.
Off the corner right side is T-Wing. It outside. Grunke, double clutches on the shot. Misses. Harmson with the rebound. And back up court comes Travis Ernst. Left side, Drew Diener. Near side, Travis. Swinging around, Drew. Simon out of the coffin corner, trying away. Yeah! Sundance! his first bucket of the game, and it's 28-14 with 1:12 here in the half. Outside tray there is good by Schaefer.
Well, Schaefer with a big equalizer. Coming off the Simon tray, he was able to answer. Once again, we're seeing the 2-2-1. The Cardinals this time over the top of it. Have no problem.
Travis Ernst back across the timeline. Cardinals.
They've gone back
thinking about, are they think, well, they've gone back
the
to that
zone.
2-3 zone.
Right.
And are they thinking about one here? Yes, they are. They either want South to come out of that zone, or they're going to wait for one shot. Travis just going to stand out there. South wants to stand in the zone, trailing it by 11. Cardinals are saying that's all right with us. So here's Travis, waiting for the clock to run down. 22 seconds here in the half. Travis still with the basketball. Clock is down to 15. And Travis, now they will go. Simon, Travis, near side, Derek. Travis, swinging around. Simon, trade away. Back of the rim, hook one down. Drew Dina with a rebound. Did they call Grunke with a foul? Well, they called Grunke with a foul, and I've got him for 4. That's his 4th personal. Yep.
Wow.
That's his 4th personal foul here in the first half.
With only 4 seconds left here in the half.
And Drew Diener will go to the free throw line to shoot well, they're going to call it a 1+1. I thought he was shooting again there, Mike. Honeycombed it in. He'll get 2 anyway. Didn't make any difference. So Drew will get one more. On the way, back of the rim, no. Drew tries, rebound away to Keltzer, not going to get a good shot away. Half court job, no. And that will be the end of the first half of action. And our score here at halftime, the Fond du Lac Cardinals 29 and Sheboygan South 17. We'll be back after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball report. Brought to you by Michael's Diamond Center in the Cobblestone Square. Michael's Diamond Center, your value-priced retail jeweler in the Fond du Lac area. Back after this at the Goodrich High Gymnasium.
Michael's Diamond Center is a value-priced independent retail jeweler. Michael's provides a wide range of jewelry, has a goldsmith on site, and carries merchandise not typically found at chain stores. Michael's Diamond Center is located at 770 South Main Street in Cobblestone Square.
In every community, some things never change. They stand the test of time. Despite the constant pressures from the outside, they remain stable, unwavering as time marches on. At National Exchange Bank, we recognize the strengths of our community. One of our objectives is to help maintain this quality of life. National Exchange Bank, locally owned and independent, standing the test of time. The Quality Bank, member FDIC.
Whether it's Dean's Dodge in Fond du Lac or Dean's Chevrolet Geo Buick in Waupun, when you visit us, expect to be treated like no other auto dealer will treat you. Our sales teams and our office staff all understand how important your auto purchase is to you. So if you're buying used or new, you can expect the best service before, during, and after the sale.
You don't have to be the biggest dealer to get the best service. Come to Dean's. We're the little dealer that cares about you.
Dean's Dodge, Highways 41 and 151 Fond du Lac, and Dean's Chevrolet Geo Buick on Fond du Lac Street in Waupun.
Commercial printing? Call the print shop. Get fast, courteous service and quality printing for all your business needs. We specialize in multicolor printing. Call 923-4354 or visit our new office at 19 East 3rd Street in Fond du Lac.
Once again, welcome back to Goodrich High. We're at halftime. The Fond du Lac Cardinals with a 29-17 lead over the Red Wings of Sheboygan South in this regional basketball game. Joining me at halftime is Craig Hoffman, the Sports Information Director at Marion College. Sometimes a color man for us here when we have extra games on Marcus Video Sports. But Craig, let's talk a little bit here first of all about Marion College. Unfortunately for the Sabres, your season comes to an abrupt end in your conference tournament last night. A tough loss for the Sabres, and the season comes to a halt.
Yeah, and plus we lose two outstanding seniors in former Cardinal Jimmy Siebert and Kevin Cobra, a former Sheboygan South player.
Right.
It's kind of unique. But those two players saw their collegiate careers come to an end on a losing note last night. It's really be sad to see them go. They had 4 outstanding seasons with us, and each season we had a winning record with them. So going to be 2 key losses, but we got a lot to look forward to next year. We got 9 guys coming back, and some good recruiting, I think, is going to occur this spring. So the Sabres should be ready again for the 1995-96 season.
Would you term this year for the Sabres a successful one, Craig? I mean, what were the expectations coming in?
Oh, we were a fairly young ball club with only 2 seniors, so yeah, it was definitely a successful season. We finished 3rd in the conference. We were right into the conference race until the last week of the season, had a shot at first place yet, and couldn't win a couple big games down the stretch. But overall, yeah, it was pretty successful. We beat State School and UW La Crosse on their home court and played tough against Oshkosh and Stout. Stout just missing a Division III bid, which came out this past weekend, and also played tough against Whitewater, who finished 2nd, lost to them by 9 points. They finished 2nd in the WSOC. So we had a very tough schedule and played all these state schools tough.
Well, Craig, the basketballs get rolled away for a while, and now I suppose by today already, the gym is probably full of baseballs and bats starting to get warmed up.
Well, the gym's been full of those for the last 4 weeks. Our first game is in 10 days for baseball. So
you have that Florida trip again?
Yes, we leave a week from this Saturday for Fort Myers, Florida. Going to play all Division II schools down in Florida this year, so it's not going to be easy. But again, Coach Brian Galogli has a very strong baseball squad. We returned 20 players from last year's team that was 37-11, and got another preseason national ranking this year, 30th in the preseason polls. So that's going to be nice. And 7-time defending champions of our conference. So people are looking to knock us off this year.
Well, a great tradition at Marion for baseball, as well as the basketball program. Any concern about going down to Florida this time of the year and having some of those players maybe taken away by the pros down there?
Yeah, this year it's definitely a concern. I see some of the names are trying to bring back Pedro Borbon and Gorman Thomas.
It's a crazy world out there sometimes, Craig. Let's switch gears here a little bit. And you follow very, very closely the high school basketball programs across the state of Wisconsin. Let's look into this regional a little bit here and explain what has been going on in action in the regionals tonight in the sectional, which is section number 4, of course, in the state of Wisconsin. At Appleton West, we have West and Oshkosh West playing. At Neenah, they are hosting Menasha. At Plymouth, Meridowalk goes into Plymouth to play the Panthers. And, of course, this game in Fond du Lac for the first regional games. The other 4 teams involved in this sectional include Appleton East, Oshkosh North, Beaver Dam, and Sheboygan North.
Yeah, I think the interesting game tonight, Mike, is that Meridowalk-Plymouth game. Plymouth, I believe, was 17-3 and finished 2nd in the Eastern Wisconsin Conference. They win that game. They go into Sheboygan North on Saturday afternoon. That's a very pleasant place to visit, but I give them a pretty decent shot at knocking off the Golden Raiders. And then not to look ahead too much, of course we have to finish this game here today, but that Fondy Sheboygan North possible battle in Lincoln High School Fieldhouse on March 10th looms in the future.
Well, it really does, and you're looking at 2 teams. The Fond du Lac Cardinals ranked 3rd again this week, and the North tied for 7th, I do believe, in the state of Wisconsin.
Yeah, about those polls, Mike, isn't it interesting that Kimberly, despite losing to Fond du Lac, still a unanimous #1 choice in Division II, and there were undefeated teams in Division II, but the pollsters elected to keep Kimberly as the #1 team by a unanimous vote, and that just goes to show you the strength of the Fox Valley Association this year. And in the Wisconsin State Journal today, in their preview for Division II, they said there are 2 levels of Division II teams. There's Kimberly and the rest of the Division II field.
Kind of like, when the football season around with Mayville.
Right.
They were like in a division of their own, or a class of their own, and going right down from there.
Thing to mention, Mike, the Fondy girls playing their best ball of the season. 4 in a row for sure they've won, and they looked outstanding in those 4 wins. You'll see them Friday night against a very good Manitowoc team. So Coach Chuck Schuette's got his team playing at their peak at the right time.
Yeah, you talk about peaking at the right time, Craig. That's exactly what's happening for the Fondy gals. Should be a very key game, and they've got a good shot right now at making it down to Madison.
Right, they got the Ships on their home court here Friday night, and I heard some rumblings that the Shipbuilders might be out their top player. I believe her name is Kemp. I just heard that before the game here tonight. I don't know how true it is. I talked to Chuck Schutte this morning, and he didn't mention anything about it, but that was the word around the gym tonight. So the Cardinals can get past that one. They got either Appleton West or Oshkosh North, two teams we're familiar with, at Plymouth on Saturday night for the sectional championship. And let's not forget about that Cardinal hockey team.
Well, we'll see them on Thursday afternoon down at Madison as they face off against Madison West. Craig Hoffman, Sports Information Director, thanks for joining us here at halftime. And as always, you keep us abreast of what's going on through a number of areas. And also thanks for your assistance and telecast throughout the season.
Well, thank you to you and Dave. What was that his name?
Craig Hoffman, Sports Information Director at Marion College. We remind you our halftime today, as always, brought to you by Michael's Keepsake Diamond Center in the Cobblestone Square of Fond du Lac. Take a quick break, be back with the stats and the second half of action right after this on your Fondy Basketball Report.
Join the Baker team and be a first stringer. Try the Baker brand award-winning string cheese. Any way you tear it, it's terrific. In your lunches, on your next trip, as a dietary snack. Our string cheese is great anytime. Find all our top quality Baker cheese at most area stores.
For all your life insurance, disability insurance, and annuities needs, call Bob Bozine of Northwestern Mutual Life at 921-8460 or stop and see him at 131 South Main Street in Fond du Lac.
Welcome once again back to Goodrich High. Let's take a quick look here at the stats. The Cardinals shoot 38% on 11th for 29 shooting, 35% for the South Red Wings, 5 for 11. 4 free throws out of 5 attempts for the Cardinals for 80%. The Wings 50% on 2 for 4. 16 rebounds for the Cards, 14 for South. And turnovers, Cardinals doing a good job. 3 turnovers, 8 for the Red Wings. And we'll take a look at the scoring leaders on our first break here.
As we get back underway in this second half of action, the Cardinals now moving from right to left on your television screen. Skyhook by Harbson is good, and he has 14.
Well, Joe's been able to establish that low post position through the most of this basketball game, and if South is unable of moving him out of that low post off the block, it's going to be a long night for them because Joe's going to be awful tough.
Well, and the Cardinals are going to keep them out of that zone now, I would think. And snatched out of the air here off of the Pete Kautzer miss by Airbess. He's the only one in any kind of foul trouble for Fond du Lac. He has 2. Off and corner here to the near side. Swing the basketball around. Here's Travis Ernst. Ernst off the right side sidewalk. They give him the baseline. Blocked from behind. They're going to call the foul on Ryan Miller.
Well, Miller seemed to have the ball pretty cleanly from the backside, but I think they're going to call him by hitting him over the shoulder or on top of the head. Matter of fact, take a look at the leading scorers here for the first half of
Joe
action.
Harmson leading the Cards with 12. Derek Diener has 5. Is that right? Did I do that right? Yes, I did. Derek Diener with 5 and Travis Ernst with 5 to lead the way. Travis will go to the free throw line here and will shoot a 2-shot foul. He is 2 for 2 thus far, and now 3 for 3. Leaders for Sheboygan South, Grunke with 6, and he's on the Pines with 4 fouls. And then you had Andy Kautzer with 4. Andy Kautzer and Pete Kautzer, 2 of the leading. They have really, Mike, have very balanced scoring on this South team. Fond du Lac has just done a heck of a job defensively against them so far, holding them to just 17 points in the first half of action.
Well, it's typical defense for Cardinals. They really do an outstanding job defensively. They've been that way all season long.
Brandenburg off of the baseline, going to pull up there and hit the shot.
You know, I think one thing about the Cardinals that is overlooked, Dave, is their defense, because you hear so much about their potential offensive output, but they really do play great defense.
Airbess around the pick from Harmson, gets the shot but can't hit it, and a foul down the backcourt there. Oh, they call it on Bester.
That'd be his third if it is.
Yeah. No, it's going to be on Mike Zimmerman. And Airbess, Mike, I think was upset with himself because he actually wound up kind of blocking Mike into the man there to draw the foul. Combination of the two, they didn't call out each other, I guess. 33-19 coming off the pick out high, trail away here, nil. And High Harmson with the rebound and a foul on Brandenburg. Tom Brandenburg, the 6'4 senior, with his second personal, the second team foul. And while the South student body has not had a whole heck of a lot to cheer about this battle, a steal here though by Andy Kautzer. Took it away from Bess. Just flat out picked his pocket. And the looping feed, Ernst across the timeline to Bester. Here's Jeff Simon. Comes off to Bester. Travis Ernst coming off the pick. Give it back to Sundance. Here, left side, side one. Zimmerman, Bester, Trey on the way. Good! Air Bass.
Gotta believe his first tray of the game.
That is his first tray of the basketball game, and he has 6
Oh,
points
nice
overall.
job by Ernst. A great overplay coming across the left shoulder. Does a good job.
And comes away with the steal. Well, he has really become a heck of a defensive player here in the second half of the season, Mike. Not that he wasn't good in the first half, but really found his niche with it here in the second half of the season, I think. Travis on the left side sidewalk. Well, bring it out to Travis Ernst. That was Bester down there. I'm screened out about a quarter of the floor right now. Looping feed down to Harmson. Brandenburg with a push-off foul. Tom Brandenburg has just picked up his third personal, the third team. Fouls for South have got to be becoming a concern. You've got one man on the bench with 4. And we've just started the second half, and now Brandenburg with 3. Zimmerman, Travis Ernst. Travis around to the right side, up high post to Zimmerman, split it off to Bester, reload Jeff Simon. Playing the point guard spot right now. Skip pass comes to Travis. Looked at it, then turned it down. Bester trying the way here. Gah!
Well, Best is starting to feel it now, and we've seen all season long. Once he gets that hot hand, he's probably good for about 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, you got to give it to him again down court next time, no doubt about it. Andy Kautzer coming off in the lane, double pumping, shot drops, and the foul's going to be on Mike Zimmerman.
Kautzer does a great job on that play.
Yeah.
He takes it inside to the paint and draws the contact, takes it up with a double pump, feels it, lays it off the glass.
Well, Zimmy's picked up his third, and look to see here now if they don't pull him out real quickly.
We have 2 vehicles that have to be moved immediately. One's in the handicap zone, one's in the fire lane. The license number LJM871. The other license number is 8889-436.
Yep. She told me.
Oh,
she's in a bad spot. She couldn't find a place to park. Well, the one and only here by Kautzer is missed. And Nance, I think they were talking about one of your vehicle, or your vehicle, inside here that is in a bad spot out there. I don't know what to tell you to do unless you can get it up on the sidewalk behind us. And swinging around the horn here is a tray on the way by Jeff Simon. No, rebound is cleared down and away by Schaefer. Red Wings up into the forecourt. Pete Kautzer gonna let go on the 17-footer. No. Wiseman with the rebound. Brandenburg with a foul over the back. He's got his 4.
Boy, that's a pair of them now with 4 fouls, and spells all kinds of trouble for the Red Wings.
Sheboygan South now with Grunke and Brandenburg with 4 personal fouls, and up off the Pines is Dan Schmidt, a 6'1" senior guard, to come in for Brandenburg. Derek Diener is into the basketball game here for the Cardinals. Feed comes into Jeff Simon. Sundance quickly up into the forecourt, shovels it down. Harmson reverse slip is good by Joe.
Well, give the assist to the assist leader of all time for Goodrich, and that, of course, Jeff Simon.
And
now he takes it away.
Simon with a steal takes the basketball away from Travis Gahagan. 41-23. Derek Diener working in the backcourt, coming across the timeline here, near side, and loads it off to Derek. Derek leaves it off on the baseline here, shot of the way there, would knock it out. By from Bester, tapped out, here they come. And stolen away again by Simon, but loses the handle on it out of bounds.
And they want timeout here.
And Sheboygan South wants timeout. We've got 3 minutes and 34 seconds remaining to be played in this basketball game. Timeout on the court with the score, Fond du Lac 41 and Sheboygan South 23. Back after this.
Let Troy-Bilt and Silica Appliance and TV get you ready for spring with 6 months no-interest financing. 6 months no-interest financing on select Troy-Bilt tractors, Troy-Bilt rear tine tillers, Troy-Bilt shredder grinders, and mulching mowers. Troy-Bilt, with their exclusive 7-year limited warranty, let you get ready for spring with 6 months no-interest financing for a limited time at Silica Appliance and TV.
Silica Appliance and TV. Come share the pride. Silica.
Back at the Cardinal nest here at LP Goodrich High. And a 41-23 basketball game. And Sheboygan South coach Bob Rykowski taking the timeout. And all kinds of problems on his hands here now with 2 players, his 6th man, and he's really his star player on this team, Brandenburg, with 4 personal fouls. Outside, Trey there, will not go down. Rebound. Scramble on the floor. Finally, a jump ball to call, and the possession arrow reads Sheboygan South.
Well, at this point of the game, it does little good to save the South players anymore. You got to have them in there and give it your best shot. Trailing it by 18 points.
Well, yeah. I would say they've got to see if they can't whittle this thing down to 10 or 12 before the quarter. Simon right down the lane, no blocking foul out on the top of the key, and that one on Pete Kautzer. Second personal on him, the 4th team foul. Should the Cardinals continue on this road and come away with a win in this basketball game, they would take on Beaver Dam. Well, we're at Beaver Dam on Saturday afternoon at 1:30, and then we would travel on over there for that one. Down low to the baseline, shovel pass across. Bester running one-handers, good, air pass. Brad Bester with his 11th point of the basketball game, and it's 43-23 by 20, the Cardinals.
Harmson does a good job when he felt the double team. He looks away and he found Best on the left wing.
Outside, Trey here, no. Harmson grabs the rebound away from Andy Schaefer. And Travis Ernst is going to walk it back up here. Cards with a 20-point lead. Derek Diener round to the right side. Travis hole high. Travis Ernst swing it off here to Eric Wiseman. Wiseman now takes it up to the high post. Give it to Derek. Here's Travis. Trey there, no. Harmson with the rebound. Double clutches in the lane. Now falls away. 10-footer there. Honeycombed out. Rebound to Travis Ernst. Going to bring the basketball back out. Going down and reloads. What a job by Travis. Derek. And then gets back up to the head of the key to play point guard. Bester down low. Harmson turn, fall away, 10-footer, banged it down.
Oh, that's a tough shot, a fall away shot from 10 feet on the right side baseline.
And 18 points for High Slamma-Jam on the basketball game. Kautzer down the lane, no, fouled out ahead of the shot.
And then he'll wipe away the bucket.
Call this one on Travis Ernst, his second personal. We get things squared around now?
Everything was okay.
Oh, everything was
okay. She had moved it before halftime, she said.
Oh, okay. They were talking about somebody else then, obviously. Back into the basketball game now for the South Red Wings comes junior Scott Grinke, playing with 4 personal fouls here in this ball game. As you said, Mike, there is no tomorrow. And outside, Andy Schaefer with a tray. Andy Schaefer with a tray, and it's 45-26. Back to within 19, the Red Wings. Travis Ernst works off a pick in the backcourt by Wiseman. Now needs some help, and there's a 10-second.
Yep. Well, once again, it was the zone pressure that got the Cardinals. They haven't shown a lot of zone, but they've been much more effective with that than they have against the man-to-man against Fond du Lac.
Well, the man-to-man the Cardinals have handled very nicely. I think they just got caught with the zone pressure that time as Andy Kautzer turns, falls away from 14, and he hit it.
Well, 5 quick points now for the Red Wings, trying to get back into it.
45-28. They said they got to get back to 10 or 12 here before the end of the quarter to feel that they're back in it. Right down the lane, Travis Ernst. Dipsy-doos or steam shovel thing, no. Rebound away to Andy Kautzer. And he will bring it back up. On the near side to Gahagan. Gahagan still with the basketball, played by Drew Diener. Outside Grunke. Andy Kautzer coming off in the lane, blocking foul going to be called on Travis Ernst. His third personal, the 4th team. Were the headphones down there? They were working before the game, right? I got a feeling they aren't anymore.
1:02 to go here in the third quarter of action from Goodrich High. The Cardinals 45, the Red Wings 28.
And Jeff Simon comes back into the basketball game. And Travis Ernst with 3 personal fouls will head towards the Pines. Bester had come out as well. So you got Diener, Wiseman, Harmson, and Jeff Simon. Andy Kautzer knocks down one here. Bester now going to come back in, Drew Diener out.
By the way, we've got a big hockey game for you on Thursday evening.
Very big hockey game, and we'll have the replay at 6 o'clock.
Cardinals in the state tournament at the Great Dane County Coliseum will face off at 1 o'clock against Madison West. We'll have it back here at 6 p.m. on Marcus Cable Channel 8.
Andy Kautzer with a pair there, back to within 15. Cardinals 21-point lead evaporating quickly. Air Best back up into the forecourt, now pulls it back out. Derek Diener, Coffin corner, Simon trying the way there, in out, Hoop wouldn't have it, as Harmson battles for it. Bester comes away with it, tried to save it off a Kautzer, and now they're going to call a foul on Joe Harmson in the backcourt.
Yeah, Joe was kind of reaching around trying to knock the ball free in the backcourt, and I don't think there's too much question about that particular one.
Well, whether he got him or not, Mike, that's a foul there that they're going to call all the time.
Yeah. More often than
down, you got to get down pretty low to the little guys. Outside, shot there by T-Winkle, no. With the rebound, what are they going to call? They're going to call him for over the bat? No.
It's going to go against
It's going to go against Andy Kautzer.
Correctly. Kautzer actually pushed Harmson into
and that's
Cahagan.
Yeah, Travis Cahagan is shaken up. He may have gone down when everybody went down into the heat. And Mike, I'm not so sure that he didn't meet his nose with the basketball court. I think that's what happened.
Oh, we've got
and yeah, we got a bloody nose. That's exactly what happened.
You got some coffee with you over there, David? Oh, here I got some, I think. A&W Drive-In in Fond du Lac is opening Wednesday, March 5th, tomorrow. You gotta check it out tomorrow. Stop in and get a bag of burgers for just $3.99. That's an A&W restaurant. And summer is just around the corner. Let Performance Marine get you ready for summer fun with products like Mariner outboards, Monarch fishing boats, Merc Cruiser stern drives, and Mirage family sport boats. That's at Performance Marine. Along with Hensey Floral Company, they're on Fond du Lac Avenue. The florist that guarantees your satisfaction. That's Hensey Floral and Greenhouse.
We have 29 seconds remaining here in the third quarter of action. We've had a brief timeout here, and I guess actually it's probably going to be a little bit because they're going to have to clear up some blood off of the court as well. So while we have a timeout with 29 seconds remaining here in the third quarter of action, we'll be back after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal Basketball Report.
If you're a real truck lover, Fond du Lac Bumper Exchange has everything you need, including a wide variety of quality lawn truck accessories. Fond du Lac Bumper Exchange will help your truck get the Lund look of a great 4x4 body or a great street body. Stop at Fond du Lac Bumper Exchange and get a racerback cab fairing, lighted moon visor, cold front grille covers, running mates, and much more. Call Fond du Lac Bumper Exchange at 921-2570. Fond du Lac Bumper Exchange, we are a lot more than bumpers.
Since 1933, Spees Painting and Decorating has been providing quality painting services for all your industrial, commercial, and residential needs. If your job is big or small, get it done efficiently and get it done right the first time. Spees Painting and Decorating, equipped to do the job efficiently. At Lenz Sales and Service, not only do we sell quality cars, trucks, and vans, but we also provide complete auto services. From cleaning to detailing, our body shop can handle all your needs, big or small. Lenz Sales, Service, and Leasing, where nice cars, trucks, and vans are sold and serviced.
Resolving personal injury claims isn't for amateurs. Insurance companies employ professional staff whose goal is to settle claims as cheaply as possible. You're at a real disadvantage if you attempt to negotiate a settlement on your own. You should place your trust in an experienced lawyer who knows how to fight for you. The law firm of Donahue, Sharp & Casper has collectively over 50 years of experience in representing injured persons. Take advantage of their free initial consultation in personal injury cases.
Well, as best as we could surmise, it was not a bloody nose, Mike. It certainly would appear as though
a cut lip.
Travis Hagan either might have bitten his tongue, either that or his lip. You're absolutely right. It did appear as though it might have been the lip when he collided actually with the floor.
Well, it was a little case of dominoes going down there. A couple players on top of each other, all inadvertent, of course.
So, 29 seconds in the quarter. Fond du Lac will have the basketball, leading it here by 15 at 45-30. But South has put on a little bit of a mini run here, trying to get back in the ball game, and they're going to call a push-off foul here on Pete Winkle.
Boy, maybe a little bit of a break there because Diener falls out of bounds at that time, and it would have been a turnover, but we'll take the call.
Well, they got Derek kind of leading the wrong way, Mike, and had not used up his dribble, but they do the right thing. They really crowded him down there on the baseline.
So Derek will take the walk down to the other end and shoot a
that was the 7th
bonus
right there.
Situation.
Derek.
Good move for the Cardinals right here at 25 seconds. They're going to get Joe Harmson out, bring Matt Rupert in. They give Joe a little extra rest, protect him from the late foul here in the third.
And for the most part, you are probably going to be looking at Sheboygan South, looking for one shot down here anyway. So Roop would be in on the defensive end of things. Derek gets one. He has 6 points on the night. One more on the way and good. Leading right now for the Red Wings is Andy Kautzer with 10 points. Andy Schaefer has 6. And a traveling violation on Schaefer hole high. So now will they put Joe back in? Yes, they will. They'll bring Hy Harmson back in on the offensive end of things. And Joe with just 2 personal fouls, so really not any kind of big trouble there anyway. Pressure applied. Looping feed comes to Sundance Simon. Jeff quickly up into the forecourt. Now they will look for one. Give it to Derek Diener out between the 2 rings. Derek Diener. And tried to shovel it down. Looked like that got tapped from behind by Winkle. And a 25-footer here by Ryan Miller. No, and that will be the end of the third quarter of action. And our score after 3 quarters of play from the Cardinals. It's Fond du Lac 47 and Sheboygan South 30. Back with the final 8 after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball report.
The Sports Spine and Work Center of St. Agnes Hospital.
2, 3, 4. Oh.
About the only thing we can't fix is a bruised ego.
I'm open. Hey.
The Sports Spine and Work Center of St. Agnes Hospital.
Rebound.
About the only thing we can't fix is a bruised ego.
It's traveling.
Back once again at Goodrich High as we enter the fourth quarter of action. Let's get a quick look at the stats here for the third period. The Cardinals shoot 46% on 6 for 13 shooting. The Red Wings 5 for 11 for 45%. A slight edge on the boards for the Cardinals at 7-6. 3 turnovers for Fond du Lac and South with 4. The Cardinals lead it by 17, 47-30. 8 minutes to go for the final quarter of action. Once again, here is Dave Preston.
And so with a 17-point lead, Fond du Lac inbounds the basketball. And here's Jeff Simon around the right side sidewalk. Looping feed, harps it off the glass and gone. Nice slam-a-jamma. His 20th point of the basketball game. The Red Wings come back up. I thought they were going to sit down. I guess I was wrong.
They just took a break between quarters.
Brandenburg also now playing with 4. Down to the baseline, comes for Peter Kautzer, takes it off in the lane, running skyhook, in, out, hoop wouldn't have, and high slam-a-jamma with a rebound. Leave it in the backcourt here. Travis Ernst will bring it up. Travis Yo-yo's the dribble as he leaves it on the left side. Swing it back around the horn. Jeff Simon popping out now is Mike Zimmerman. Here's Air Best. Circle high to the left. He's got 11. Simon pulls up. Free throw line jumpers on the way. Leaning in there would knock it out. Tapped by Harmson into the hands of Jeff Simon, and the bank jumper is gone.
Oh, Harmson keeps the ball alive, but Simon does a good job of following up, following his shot, picks up the loose change, and able to convert it to 2.
And it's a 21-point lead once again, and the blocking foul is either going to be charged to Zimmy or Travis.
Travis, I do believe he'll get it, Dave.
That is correct. Travis Ernst has his 4th personal. Now that's a bit of a concern, but with the depth that you've developed on this basketball team, it's a little bit less of a concern. What you do lose, Mike, of course, when Travis goes to the bench in the 4th quarter is obviously the leadership.
Yeah, he's done a good job from that point guard spot all season long. Right now, he'll be picked up by Derek Diener, and he likewise has done a very fine job off the Pines, spelling Travis at the point.
And Ryan Miller gets the first. Second one is on the way and good. Now this keeps up. We'll be over at Beaver Dam on Saturday afternoon. And Jeff Simon rushes it up into the forecourt. Bester pulls up 12-footer air ball. Brandenburg lost the head on the ball, out of bounds, back to Fond du Lac.
Well, he was as surprised as everybody else to see Bester with an air ball. That doesn't happen very often.
Well, he shot it from 2-point range. That's
too close for him, huh?
Loop it out here, Simon.
Let's see if the Cardinals don't just to be a little bit more patient offensively, work the clock a little bit.
Air Bass, near side, comes out. Harmson swinging around. Simon back to Bester. Bester looked at it. Now reloads it.
You see the Cardinals working the perimeter a little bit, and that's a great way to stretch that defense. Once again, it's a zone right now. You're going to force the Red Wings to come out of it.
Cross court, Bester. Here's Derek up hole high. At the same time, they're going to really force force the Red Wings out of this zone. And back into the man-to-man. Here's Zimmerman off of the baseline. 12-footer is gone.
Well, that's the optimum there of a possession. You worked about 45 seconds off the clock and come away with the 2-pointer.
Yeah, that's UWTB basketball. I'll take that any day. Here's Ryan Miller, back of the rim. Hoop wouldn't go down. And Derek Diener clears it for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Derek yo-yos the dribble as he comes across the timeline. Jeff Simon around to the right side. Looping feedback. Bester. Travel. Air Bass.
That'll only, however, the 7th turnover of the game for the Cardinals. Thus far, the Red Wings with 12 turnovers in this basketball game.
5 minutes, 36 seconds remaining to be played in regulation play of this basketball game. How did that, I should look at the back of one of these rosters, or one of the rosters here. Because Manitowoc, let's see, Sheboygan North is off tonight.
Right.
And the shot outside by Pete Kautzer is good. Steal here by Pete Kautzer, running one-hander, he put it down.
Nice shot by Kautzer, gets a quick pair of baskets.
And just like that, they're back to within 17, 53-36. Bester works in the backcourt. Now got to hustle, they get it across to Jeff Simon. Simon to Derek Diener, round to the right side, just under 5 minutes remaining in regulation here. Derek Diener, right side sidewalk, here's Bester. Bester on the left side sidewalk, they pop it back up, Zimmerman. Ball tip free, loose on the floor, and still loose, and Brandenburg now goes back to retrieve it. Up court, down court, cheating on the break is Grunke, and double clutches around Harmson and put it in.
Let's see if we don't get a timeout here real soon. And we're going to, exactly.
Yeah, Dick Diener wants a timeout. They've closed the gap to within 15, folks, with 4 minutes and 29 seconds remaining to be played in this basketball game. It's Fond du Lac 53, Sheboygan South 38.
The largest selection of minivans or full-size vans and conversions in the Fond du Lac area is at Service Motors and Alexander Motors. At Service Motors, you will find a wide selection of full-size vans and conversions, spacious Ford Aerostars, and luxurious Ford Windstar. Alexander Motors lets you choose from the comfortable Plymouth Voyager, the sensational Mercury Villager, or the Chrysler Town & Country. Find your next van or minivan at one convenient location. Service Motors and Alexander Motors, Scott and Main Streets, Fond du Lac.
In every community, some things never change. They stand the test of time. Despite the constant pressures from the outside, they remain stable, unwavering as time marches on. At National Exchange Bank, we recognize the strengths of our community. One of our objectives is to help maintain this quality of life. National Exchange Bank, locally owned and independent, standing the test of time. The Quality Bank, member FDIC.
Cardinals will inbound in their own back court, and the double up here on Simon gets it back to Bester. Bester quickly takes it right down the lane, dumps it off here, tried to come to Harmson, loses the handle on the ball, comes out of the corner to retrieve it. Joe looking to reload. Zimmerman coming down as Derek splits it off. Down to the baseline, shot on the way there, will knock it out. Derek with a tap, good!
Nice shot by Derek Diener, gets the offensive glass, and here again, you see South now really trying to push the ball, which they certainly have to do if they want to get back into it.
And Andy counts a blocking foul on Derek Diener. His first. Now, the only thing that hurts, Mike, is, of course, the old adage that you put them in the line and they put points on the board without any time going off of the clock.
Hey, you saw down here Jeff Simon and talking to some of his teammates. The Cardinals went down and they got the second chance bucket off the offensive rebound. But Jeff talking, say, hey guys, let's bring that ball out. Let's work the clock. That's our ally at this part of the ball game.
Off to the free throw line goes Andy Kautzer. Knocks down the first, and he is 3 out of 4 on the evening. Andy Kautzer with 11 points. And let's see, pretty much leading the way for Sheboygan South. Missed the second. Grotke comes away with it, however. Looks to reload. Tapped away by Bester. Safe from going OB. Back to Jeff Simon. Now they're going to call the foul. Reaching in on Pete Tewinkle. That'll be his third.
And it'll
we'll go back to the other end of the court.
Right.
As we understand, Sheboygan turned back about 300 tickets this evening.
Right.
Which I would say, Mike, is just about the capacity of that far balcony. Now, whether Fond du Lac would have had the opportunity to sell them in advance, I don't know if they would have on a Tuesday night.
Well, I understand that they did have a little less than 100 left themselves. That was earlier today, so I'm not exactly sure what the...
Sundance to the free throw line, gets one. Jeff Simon in his final appearance here at the Goodrich High Gymnasium. But he told me before the game there will be hopefully 7 more basketball games this year. So
starting to count them down.
Yeah. Down to the right side sidewalk, Brandenburg. He's going to take the shot. He hit it over the top of Wiseman. It's only his second bucket of the game.
Well, the Wings, Dave, have come back and hit their last 4 field goal attempts. They're 4 for 6 here in the quarter, so trying to make the best of it to get back in the basketball game.
Within 16, the Sheboygan Red Wings. Jeff Simon, circle high to the left side, give it to Derek Diener. Off the right side, here is Harmson. Looping feet comes back out, and a foul there on Andy Kautzer. Kautzer with his second personal. Fond du Lac now, Mike, I would believe the obvious objective here. I'd like to come down and take between 30 and 45 seconds off the clock every possession.
Well, that's the idea, but
you can.
That probably will not be the case because from here on out, expect to see the Wings start taking some fouls earlier. I don't think they're going to allow Fond du Lac to take that 30 or 45 seconds off the clock.
On the other hand, if you're going to chase the ball and open up Harmson back door, or Bester back door, whoever just happens to come down on a backdoor feeder down low on the baseline, they haven't got a whole heck of a lot that's going to be able to stop that down there.
Well, this game comes down for the Cardinals to 2 things. Once again, you've heard these many times. Take care of the basketball, shoot some free throws, and you're going to go down and play Saturday in Beaver Dam.
Pair of them there by Derek Diener. It's 59-41 by 18, the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Ryan Miller, they got to shoot fast here now. Brandenburg comes up high post, coming off the pick. Here's Kautzer running one-hander, intimidated there by Harmson. Rebound shot by Schaefer. No, Wiseman goes up and clears for the Cardinals. Outlet pass to Derek Diener, gives it back to Jeff Simon, rushes it up into the forecourt. Sundance. Round to Bester. Best brings it back out to Derek here between the two rings. Left side, here's Bester. Bester, and now a foul. Whoa.
I can't see from this angle, but apparently the ball thrown out of bounds. Or
tipped out of bounds or whatever, and off of Best. And whatever it was, Mike, you know, actually the folks that are watching it on TV have got a much better look at it than what we have. Right down in that corner, we can see nothing. Unless I'd stand up on the rail, and if I really need to, I will, but...
I hope not.
Well, I don't have to put my life in that kind of jeopardy yet, I don't think. Andy Counselor right down the lane, and he laid it down. 13 points in the ball game for Andy Counselor. He's over his average 59-43 basketball game, and a foul in the backcourt on the Red Wings. And Pete Tewekel with his fourth personal. And we'll go back to the other end of the court, and we're going to give Jeff Simon an opportunity to shine here a little bit. Is Jeff a pretty doggone good free throw shooter?
Yes, he is. And the Cardinals right now, with those guys on the court, basically, they're best free throw shooters.
Yeah.
Joe Harmson hasn't gone to the line.
No, you were right there. You were right. Just leave it at that.
I was just going to, he's not gone to the line tonight.
Oh, no. I was going to say, you said they're five best free throw shooters.
Right.
And just
well, if anybody can knock down 11 out of 12 is too shabby.
Yeah, that's right. Just leave it at that. Not going to say anything more. Pair of them by Jeff Simon, though. 61-43. Joe was really giving me the business last Friday night.
Look out, Bess. Bess is hurt, too. He got caught up in that knee.
Yeah, either hurt the knee or ran off an ankle. Now he's back up, and maybe it's not that at all. Maybe he got a little bit of a hip pointer here or something, Mike.
Or back way, he's kind of holding. And again, at this point, it's all surmising.
Oh, boy, you don't need to lose this guy at this point in time. And Bester going...
Kind of clutching in the back a little way, it looks, Dave.
Yeah. Up very high in an attempt there to intimidate and get a block shot. Well, he'll have to come out of the ball game and trying to walk it off. They've got the Sports Spine and Work Center trainers here tonight, and out there.
That was good, just good to see him pop up as quick as he did, because
I thought I saw the ankle roll. I really did. I thought, oh boy, you know, you had Jason Diaz for Kimberly go down, and kind of got word today that over on the Manitowoc, on the gal side of things, the Manitowoc Lady Ships lost their best player this week with a pretty badly sprained ankle. We'll have to wait and see if she will be able to go on Friday night or not. Andy Counselor will go to the free throw line and shoot a 1+1. Hits the first. Bester comes out, and Travis Ernst is back in. Looping feed. Back up here is Jeff Simon. Right side, so we're going to say 51-46 basketball game. And Travis, Eric Wiseman. Eric Diener, right back to Eric once again. Looks for Simon around to the right side, give him the basketball. And called a kick in the ball violation there.
1:54 left in the contest.
And a 15-point lead for Fond du Lac, and South is going to have to make things happen very quickly now. Looping in the backcourt, here's Derek Diener. This is a team that's not going to quit, I'll tell you that much. They didn't give up when they were down by 21. You thought they might have. Just kept kind of battling back here tonight. Simon. Derek Diener around to the right side.
Cardinals
off to Travis.
A lot of good movement on the offensive side, doing a good job.
And they called the foul on T-Winkle, and he's all done.
1:32 to go. The Cardinals with a 15-point lead, and it certainly looks as though the Cardinals will advance. And we've been handed a press release here from Athletic Director Jim Steinberg regarding tickets for that Beaver Dam game. The game on Saturday, March 4th at 1 p.m. at Beaver Dam. And tickets for that basketball game may be purchased at the Goodrich High School office, room 227, using the following schedule, beginning on Wednesday, March 1st, that's tomorrow, at 7:30 to 4:30, and each day thereafter until tickets are sold out. So that's where you can get them, starting at 7:30 on March 1st, Wednesday morning, tomorrow morning. They'll be on sale from 7:30 to 4:30, and each day following until they are sold out. Tickets will be available on a first serve basis only. And I might also add, adults may purchase up to a total of 2 tickets, students but 1 ticket. And once again, as is the case, you will be required to provide identification as far as residence goes.
I'll tell you something, Mike. My guess is that there are going to be plenty of tickets available. Outside tray here by Schaefer, no. Eric Wiseman with the rebound, bump bang in the backcourt. Foul here will be on Dan Schmidt. My guess is, Mike, Beaver Dam, number one, they went something like 1-13 in the Little 10. And maybe won a total of 4 or 5 games all season long. I don't anticipate that you are going to see that much of a following, number one, from Beaver Dam, with a number 3 ranked team coming in there, unless there's just a lot of people that want to come in and see them play. Now, I'm not giving the ball game away to Fond du Lac, mind you. But they do have a new field house type of a situation.
Nice facility we saw earlier this year.
Well, you and I just happened to poke our nose in there when we were covering the Wissaw football game.
Right.
And there's quite a bit of seating in there, folks. It's a lot similar to West Bend. Jackknife jumper out here, airballed by Andy Kautzer. Just over a minute remaining, 63-46, bad pass here, still and away. Jason Bergen. Bergen pulls up hole high, bank jumper there, no. Jeff Simon clears. Outlet pass, here's high slam and jumper. Need I say more? What do they call? Call for the travel?
They must have. I didn't see the official indication, but apparently a travel.
Well, take the bucket away.
Ball thrown out of bounds will go back to the Cardinals.
We'll give Joe one more opportunity here to. And before that, we apparently are going to get a timeout now taken by head coach. It's going to be taken by Sheboygan South. 47 seconds remaining. 63-46 back after this.
Whether it's Dean's Dodge in Fond du Lac or Dean's Chevrolet Geo Buick in Waupun, when you visit us, expect to be treated like no other auto dealer will treat you. Our sales teams and our office staff all understand how important your auto purchase is to you. So if you're buying used or new, you can expect the best service before, during, and after the sale.
You don't have to be the biggest dealer to get the best service. Come to Dean's. We're the little dealer that cares about you.
Dean's Dodge, Highways 41 and 151 Fond du Lac, and Dean's Chevrolet Geo Buick on Fond du Lac Street in Waupun.
For all types of commercial printing, call the print shop. Get fast, courteous service and quality printing for all your business needs. We specialize in multicolor printing. Call 923-4354 or visit our new office at 19 East 3rd Street in Fond du Lac.
Want to add that we will bring you coverage of the Fond du Lac girls basketball game against Manitowoc Lincoln from the Cardinal Nest here on Friday night. We will have the replay for you on that one beginning at about 9:30 as well on Friday evening. And should the Cardinal Gals come away with a victory in that one and go on over to Plymouth, we'll follow them over there. We will also have Cardinal hockey if they are indeed involved in that semifinal game that Friday night. We'll be bringing you a pair of games that evening if it boils down to that. Dick Diener kind of emptying the bench here. Aaron Chase, shot outside is gone by Drew Diener. For 3. And Vandenberg comes up with the basketball. 17 seconds. Fond du Lac leads by 20. Vandenberg coming off in the lane, running one-handed, no. Tapped by Aaron Chase, no. And Vandenberg battling for it. It'll go back to the South Red Wings with 6 seconds remaining.
Kyle laced into the game, along with Andy Judkins.
Andy Judkins into the basketball game. Also in there is Eric Robley. And a lean inner here off the glass. No, that'll do it. The final score this evening from the Cardinal Nest. is the Fond du Lac Cardinals, 66. And the Red Wings of Sheboygan South, 46. And Mike and I will be back here at the Goodrich High Gymnasium. Wrap things up for you right after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal Basketball Report.
Be a first stringer. Try the Baker brand award-winning string cheese. Any way you tear it, it's terrific. In your lunches, on your next trip, as a dietary snack. Our string cheese is great anytime. Find all our top quality Baker cheese at most area stores.
For all your life insurance, disability insurance, and annuities needs, call Bob Bozine of Northwestern Mutual Life at 921-8460 or stop and see him at 131 South Main Street in Fond du Lac.
Let Troy-Bilt and Silica Appliance and TV get you ready for spring with 6 months no-interest financing. 6 months no-interest financing on select Troy-Bilt tractors, Troy-Bilt rear tine tillers, Troy-Bilt shredder grinders, and mulching mowers. Troy-Bilt, with their exclusive 7-year limited warranty, let you get ready for spring with 6 months no-interest financing for a limited time at Silica Appliance and TV.
Silica Appliance and TV. Come share the pride. Silica.
Fond du Lac Bumper Exchange carries DZ high-tech running boards in a variety of styles. These top-of-the-line DZ running boards have all of the features that you look for in quality running boards. Fond du Lac Bumper Exchange also carries DZ toolboxes, cargo liners, bed protectors, and hood shields. Fond du Lac Bumper Exchange is the place for all of your truck and auto accessory needs. Call Fond du Lac Bumper Exchange at 921-2570. Fond du Lac Bumper Exchange, we are a lot more than bumpers.
Back at the Cardinal Net here on the campus of Goodrich High School, and our final score this evening, the Fond du Lac Cardinals defeat the Sheboygan South Red Wings 66-46 and have taken their first step toward a trip back to the field house on the campus of the University of Wisconsin. And Mike, I know that's a dream of every basketball team that exists out there. Every time you start a new season, that's exactly what you're thinking of at the end of the year. Boy, wouldn't it? You know, everyone thinks about, it'd be great to win the conference championship. But in the back of their minds, everybody's thinking about that trip down to Madison. There's no doubt about it. And for a team here, of course, that has had a little bit of a taste of it and would desperately like to get back down there and have another shot at things. They've lost only one game since they lost down there in Madison. Nice win here tonight for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. I really thought controlled this basketball game basically from start to finish. Sheboygan South came back with a couple of, mini runs, got back to within 16, 15. That was about it, though. The Cardinals would step it back up that notch. The fact of the matter is, South really simply could not handle High Harmson down low on the block unless they went to the zone defense, and they really couldn't go to the zone defense trailing it by 15.
Well, Dave, it was, I think you've got to get credit to South for not giving up in this basketball game. As you mentioned, the Cardinals took control of the game from the word go. They rallied back, matter of fact, made the best run actually in about the middle of the fourth quarter. We're down one time, I recall, by 21 points and cut it to 15 very quickly on a couple steals and some quick transition baskets. But the Cardinals overall, as you said, really dominated from the word go. I thought your seniors played extremely well tonight. And the big key, I think, was the matchup inside with Harmson. South could not match up there. They really didn't have any chance of controlling him without the zone. And the moment you go to a zone against Fond du Lac, and some teams have tried it through the course of the year, Fond du Lac is able to have that great 1-2 punch. They've got Harmson inside, you pack it in on him, and you kick it out, and you've got about 4 guys that can easily knock down the tray. Quite frankly, tonight, we didn't shoot the trays real well.
No, we did not.
Not the way we're capable of doing it, or it could have maybe been even a little bit worse for the Red Wings. But Cardinals got a lot of potential, a lot of offensive power, and again, as we pointed out through the course of this basketball game, what sometimes goes unnoticed is their defense. We hold a pretty decent Sheboygan South team here to 46 points, and they have done that through the course of the season. been able to play some good, solid team concept defense, help out. Keep in mind, you always have Harmson down low. When you get beat to the outside, somebody comes to the bucket, Joe's there to clean up for you and swat some balls away. He certainly does it. And they do a great job of rebounding. They did again tonight. They control the boards by 9. Just a nice, good overall win for Fond du Lac at step 1. They certainly, as you mentioned, their long-term goal is to get back to Madison and then hopefully finish off what they gave a great start to last year.
Let's take a look at the final statistics on the basketball game.
Well, Dave, the Cardinals will end up shooting 42% on 52, or check that, 22 for 52. The Red Wings, 17 for 45 for 38%. Cardinals shoot free throws extremely well once again tonight. Have really upgraded that since about mid-season. 16 for 18 for the charity stripe, an outstanding 93%. The Wings, 8 for 12 for 67%. Cardinals with the edge on the boards, as I mentioned, 33 to 24. Fond du Lac with 11 turnovers, 5 of those in the fourth quarter of action. The South Red Wings with 15 turnovers.
Well, how about that free throw shooting?
Yeah, isn't that outstanding?
Unbelievable. 16 out of 18, 93% as a team.
If they can continue that for the remainder of the season, that's going to take them an awful way in itself.
Yep.
Because the Cardinals are a team that can get to the charity stripe an awful lot.
Taking a look at some of the scoring leaders in the basketball game here this evening for the Fond du Lac Cardinals, led by High Slamma Gemma Harmson in his final appearance at the Goodrich High Cardinal Nest here this evening. He finished up with 20 points in the basketball game. Air Best comes up with a total of 11 in the basketball game out here tonight. We certainly hope that twisted back is not going to be a problem. He's got a few days to rest up. We talked to his dad. He's too tough not to be able to play.
They said he'll live.
Yeah.
there is no keeping that young man down, let alone wrapping him and strapping him.
Derek Diener with a fine game out here this evening, had 11 points in the basketball game, and I thought one of the more solid efforts and very fitting for Jeff Simon. I really thought he had a nice game out here tonight. Number of steals, Mike, seemed to be all over the court for the Cardinals defensively. Offensively was doling out some nice assists, led the floor very well, came out and played the point guard spot real well. One of the better games I think that we have seen Jeff Simon play. And Jeff, you know, he does so many quiet things for you. And it was nice to see him. Didn't get into double digits tonight, but he did bag down a 3 at a very important time. Finished up with 9 points.
Yeah, I thought, too, a very nice finish off on the home court for Jeff. And, you know, quite frankly, Dave, it takes Harmson and Bester, you know, they're the flashy guys on this team. But all season long, you've had the Dieners, the Simons, the Travis Ernst that really get the job done day in and day out, and they do it on the silent side. They're not as noticeable, they're not as flashy, but they consistently get the job done.
And Travis Ernst rounding out the scoring with a total of 7 points in the basketball game, and he also banged down a 3. For the Sheboygan South Red Wings this evening, they were led by Andy Kautzer, who finished with 14 points in the basketball game. The Cardinals hold the Red Wings leading scorer, Tom Brandenburg, to just 4 points in the basketball game. And their top guy off of the bench, Grunke, finished up with 8. He had 4 fouls already at halftime. And that's pretty much their leader. 6 points for Andy Schaefer, 5 points in the ball game for Pete Kautzer, 5 points for Ryan Miller here this evening, and that about rounds it out for the Sheboygan South Red Wings. Fond du Lac led it at 14-6 after one quarter. It was 29-17 at halftime. The Cardinals then went out to a 21-point lead, only to see South start to come back. They managed to get back to within, it was 47-30 at the end of 3. They did cut it to 15 a number of times in the fourth quarter, but then Fond du Lac put it away with free throws coming down the stretch and wins it by 20, 66-46 the final score. The Fond du Lac Cardinals are now 20-1 on the season, and they head for Beaver Dam for step number 2 on Saturday afternoon. That's a 1 o'clock game, and let's very quickly, we'll tell you once again the tickets for the WIA regional final game at Beaver Dam. Now, passes are not honored because of this WIA tournament series again. Tickets may be purchased at the Goodrich High School office room 227 beginning on Wednesday morning at 7:30. And the office will be open until 4:30 each day until tickets are sold out. Adults, $3. Students, $2.50. And persons purchasing tickets will be required to provide identification. I don't know why on this deal, quite frankly, because I think there will be plenty of tickets available. Should Final Act sell out their allotment, I still think that Beaver Dam will sell out their total allotment of tickets.
And the day before Christmas? Merry Christmas. Hello, Rabbit.
Would you give me a running start?
Sure. 1001, 1002, 1003.